Welcome back to another video on the JJ Think Tank. Now this video will be another important one because what I've noticed in my life is that I've wasted a lot of time on slop content. Man, I've wasted a lot of time. I mean, obviously, you learn from your mistakes. Nothing ever goes according to plan, really. Life is not perfect. I mentioned in another video that in my 20s I consumed a lot of content instead of creating, yes. But thankfully, as I've grown older, I've noticed that I need to create, because when you start to create, the magic happens, yes? You understand yourself more, you understand your position in the world, you understand your worldview, and this is an important part of your journey, yes? You can't just consume, you have to create as well. So this is not to say that you should stop consuming, yes? We still need to interact with others, obviously, we need to learn from others, but it's about consuming the right content and listening to people who actually offer value, yes, who will actually help you in life, and not all the people who just want attention, who just want, they're just grifters, aren't they? A lot of these people, they're just grifters, and this is not good, yes. So I've created a very long list here, and I've segregated the list into different sections in order for you to kind of understand exactly where each content creator falls when it comes to the style of their content, their worldview, what they offer, etc. Yes. Perhaps this list is not exhaustive. I could have maybe added a few more people, but these are the content creators that have come into my mind. Yes, that I think have made the biggest impact on me in a positive sense. Yes. They've had a negative impact as well, perhaps, we could argue, but I think they have passed the test, yes? They have passed the test of the JJ Think Tank, and they are worth watching, yes? Because time is precious. Time is precious. Obviously, when you're younger, you don't notice, because you're just living life, you're enjoying life, but as you get older, time is precious, and so you need to go down the narrow path, as Jesus says. You need to enter the narrow path. The path is narrow. And you need to be careful. You want to spend your time wisely, yes? So let's go through this list. I didn't change this image, so I wrote this article a while ago. Well, over a year. Nearly a year ago now. Coming up to a year, November 2025. These two are content creators that probably are not my favourite, but they're up there, yes. I just included them for the purpose of the article, yes. So this guy is, I think he's a Finnish actor. He's an actor from Finland, but he speaks Russian. He speaks Russian, he speaks English, and his videos are in English. And he's good for motivation, yes. So I created this subsection, this category called Psychologists Motivation, yes? So, The Grim, this is his channel, The Grim, run by this Finnish man. I don't know his name, but he's apparently a Finnish actor, and he makes content with other people as well, yes? He has his kind of apprentice with him, and they talk about theology, they talk about Jesus, they talk about the Grim Husserl. Grim Husserl. Rossiya. So he's good. I recommend him because he gives you motivation and he wakes you up, because these phones, yes, the phones that we have, they are a weapon. We can use them for good, or we can use them for ill, because obviously you can end up spending a lot of time on your phone without doing much. Yes, you need to use technology with intention. And here a concept comes to mind from Edmund Husserl. So you're talking about the intentional nature of consciousness. Yes, Edmund Husserl was a philosopher, and he's talking about intentionality. Yes, and the intentional nature of consciousness. When we when we use our consciousness with intention, a consciousness of something, as he said, we become more ordered. Yes, we become more rational. We bring more order to our life. Yes. So we need to use our consciousness with intention, and when it comes to content creators, we need to choose the right content creators. Yes. So the Grim, definitely up there. Tony Robbins. He's controversial, but I included him because, again, he's a good motivator. He has a lot of good energy to offer. You may not agree with his worldview. You know, he's on top of the world. He's made millions. So obviously you might feel out of touch with him, saying, and obviously he's saying this, he's so rich, and etc. But I mean, he really does help, man. He really does help. I joined his online seminar in January for 3 days. It was free. And it had a brilliant impact on me, I have to admit. I mean, the energy is infectious. He's a good guy, man. At the end of the day, you judge him by their works. Yes, he's a good guy. He's got a big heart. He wants the best for people. There's evidence. There's a lot of evidence that he has done a lot for good, a lot of good. I apologize for people. Yes, so he's definitely part of the list. The next one, Temnaya Psychologia. So this is a Russian YouTube channel. You can type this in, and I don't know. I think it's a person running it, but he puts on this mask. He puts on this weird mask, and he talks in Russian about motivation. Yes, it's dark psychology. Yes, and why I included him because obviously my worldview is this: we're a mixture of lightness and darkness. We're not just made from the light. We're not just part of the light. Any thinker who says, "Oh, pure light," you should have some suspicion in your mind, yes, because this can be the false light, yes, the false light of Lucifer, because Lucifer deceives, Satan deceives with his false light. There's the real light, the uncreated real energies, and the real light of God, and then there's the false light of Lucifer, and this is why I included it. Temnaya Psychologia, again, it's a great channel that motivates you to take action. It's in Russian, so perhaps it's not for everyone. But even if you learn a bit of Russian, yes, you get to B1 level, maybe, intermediate Russian, then you'll understand most of what he's saying, and it's good. It's a good channel. Another psychologist, Jordan Peterson, world famous, yes, nothing more to say. I mean, I think he's a flawed genius. Yes, he's done some bad things. I agree. I mean, for example, he is associated with Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro for me is a dodgy guy. He's associated himself with Netanyahu. Yes. So in this sense, we can criticize Jordan, but I think he's had a massive impact on our culture. Let's be honest. He's had a good impact. To an extent, we can argue that Jordan Peterson has revivified Western culture. Yes, so I think a lot of people who hate him, they're just jealous. They pick on his flaws without recognizing their own sins. Yes, we're all sinners at the end of the day. Yes, we're all sinners, and it's better to notice your own sin and forgive rather than just constantly pick on others. Yes. Because I noticed this, especially when it comes to Gnostics. Yes, they're quick to judge others, to criticize others, but they never notice their own sins. Yes. Now the next guy, I already mentioned him. I found him recently, and I must say he had a brilliant impact. He is another flawed genius, and his name is Sam Vaknin. He is a Jewish psychologist. Well, he talks about narcissism, yes, about our collective and individual narcissism and how it threatens to drown us all. And it's my life experience that he is right. My life experience matches with what he has to say. Because a lot of people they're narcissists. Yes, a lot of people are turning into narcissists, and this threatens to destroy our society, I think. So So he doesn't only talk about psychology, he also talks about geopolitics, but he has a lot of good videos about nothingness, about psychology, about narcissism, and how to heal yourself, yes? Because we all have some narcissistic traits, yes? There's a healthy form of narcissism that, you know, gives you the confidence to go out there in the world and try to accomplish things. But then there's the unhealthy form of narcissism that leads to manipulation, yes, and all these bad behaviors. So he will help you, I think, a lot. He will help you definitely, and I recommend him. So the next section, philosophers. So I consider these 4 philosophers. Jay Dyer is a philosopher. He is a theologian as well, but I primarily class him as a philosopher. And he had a massive impact on me because he has a very coherent, logical, consistent worldview. He wins a lot of debates, he's intelligent, he's funny, he's comedic, he's got good energy, good vibes. He's just an all-round good guy, you know. I think, you know, sometimes perhaps he's a bit arrogant. Perhaps, I agree. But I think overall he's had a massive impact on our world, and I think he will have a more of an impact soon because he's becoming more and more popular. So I was ahead. I don't want to be cocky here, but I was ahead of the curve. I found out about, you know, I already knew about Jay Dyer 10 years ago, like 2015, 16. I was already listening to him. Because I noticed his genius, yes, and he is a brilliant thinker, a brilliant philosopher, and yes, he's definitely up there. Now the big one, obvious one, so everyone knows about him, Slavoj Žižek. Now, I have my criticisms of Žižek, yes. I don't agree with everything he has to say. Sometimes it seems to me that he actually doesn't know his own position, because he talks in paradoxes all the time, yes. He notices a lot of paradoxes, so really at the end of the day, we don't really know whether he is a communist or not. We don't know what his worldview is really, but because he's so funny, because he has a funny sense of humor, because he notices all these different paradoxes about Christianity, about atheism, he highlights the flaws in different worldviews, kind of like Jay Dyer in a way. This is why I included him, yes. He's worth listening to, and he passes the test of the JJ think tank. He passes the test. The next philosopher, Russian philosopher Alexander Dugin. Definitely worth listening to. Obviously, it's better if you're a Russian speaker because a lot of his old material, is in Russian, yes. But recently, because he's a polymath, he's a polyglot. He speaks in a lot of languages. He's learned English, and his English is quite good now. And he has created a lot of lectures in English. So one lecture series that I highly recommend is called Pneumachia. You can find it on YouTube, I think. It's still up there somewhere. He's interesting because he talks about the logoses of different countries, what they represent, kind of their national idea. He talks about theology. He talks about the problems in our culture. He talks about the multipolar world, and he's just an interesting thinker that will shed a lot of light on different cultural issues. So I included him as well. The next one, the functional melancholic. So he blew up recently, and unfortunately, I think he's ultimately agnostic, and this is a problem. He doesn't accept Jesus Christ. He never talks about Jesus Christ, I've noticed in his videos. And this is why he's trapped in this melancholic state. So he has kind of identified himself with melancholy. He has put this label on himself, and he believes that he can never escape this melancholy. But you actually can, to a degree. You can escape your melancholy. I mean, he's doing better now because he's getting famous, right? He's got a lot of followers on YouTube, and he makes a lot of good content. Uh, he's got this dark sense of humor, which is good. He's funny, and again, his thoughts they help you notice the prison-like structure that you are in. Yes, he talks about how social media is affecting us, how the modern West is shaping our behavior and our brains. He talks about why the system is crumbling, etc. Yes, I mean ultimately I think he's a bit too pessimistic, but he's got this nice soothing voice, and I think he passed the test for me. He passed the test, and I guess we could say he's a pessimist and an optimist at the same time. He is this paradoxical figure. Yes, he is a paradoxical thinker because you can watch the videos yourself. Yes, you'll notice what I mean. Anyway, moving on. Now, Islamic thinkers. Now, many of my viewers perhaps will think, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Including Islamic thinkers. Well, I don't know. Islam has a role to play in the postmodern world. There are more and more Muslims in Europe, in the West, the Middle East, and certain countries associated with the Islamic world are getting stronger. Yes, economically, culturally, politically. So Islam will play a role in the postmodern world, and I have to say sometimes I do agree with the Islamic perspective on different issues. I do agree with Muslim thinkers on many occasions, and this is why I included a few of them, the ones that I listen to a bit more. And they are Sheikh Imran Hussein, so you can find him on YouTube, Middle Nation, another YouTube channel, and finally Mohammed Hijab. And I mean, it's up to you. Obviously, you don't have to listen to them, but Sheikh Imran Hussein, out of the three, I've listened to Sheikh Imran Hussein the most, and he definitely knows a lot when it comes to international relations. He knows the power. He understands the power structure. He understands how empires function. He understands why the West is tyrannical. He understands the negative impact that the West has had in the past and still does now. And I guess he is aligned with Dugin with regards to the multipolar world. So they both promote the concept of the multipolar world, which I agree as well. I am in favour of the multipolar world, and a multipolar world will bring a more peaceful, just world order, I think. So I agree with them on this issue. Anyway, moving on. These are Polish thinkers, so if any Polish viewers are listening now, these are the three I would recommend. And they are Adam Wielomski, Leszek Sikulski, and Tomasz Griguc, or also known as Pan Nikt. And they are primarily geopoliticians, but they also talk a bit about philosophy, especially Adam Wielomski talks about philosophy, about theology. In this sense, he is a thinker worth listening to. The other two mainly concentrate on geopolitics, and they have an accurate picture of reality, I think. Okay, moving on. The gym, Jack Venom. So if you want to make progress in the gym, I recommend these three thinkers. Alexander Leonidas is one of them. So he made the biggest impact on my gains. So I followed his advice when it came to my exercise routine, what exercises to do, how many times a week, what to eat, how much to eat, etc. and he helped me a lot on this journey. And out of the three, he's probably the person I listen to the most. I don't really listen to him anymore. I don't really listen to gym content that much anymore. Barely, because I already achieved the goals I wanted to achieve, and I just maintain my weight now. I just maintain the muscle I have in order to function correctly. Yes, but he is definitely worth listening to. He is the best content creator, I think, especially for natural lifters. Because if you're a natural, then it's we're dealing with a completely different program. Yes, because if you're not natural, then obviously you can make more gains, yes, and then you can listen to these other content creators who take steroids. Yes. But because he's a natural, and he made all his progress via natural means, because Alexander Leonidas he's never taken steroids from what I can gather. And this is relevant. So if you're a natural, you want to listen to someone who is a natural, yes, who achieved his goals naturally without steroids. So he's definitely the best content creator. Now, another great one that I discovered recently is the Testosterone Consultant. So you can find him on YouTube, on Twitter. He offers a lot of advice when it comes to diet and blood tests, blood testing, etc. So he is brilliant. I recommend him. I think he's he's English. I think he's from, maybe not from Liverpool, but he lives near Liverpool, I believe, somewhere there. So he's brilliant. And then the last one is Steph is Cold. Steph is Cold. He's a black guy. He's funny. I mean, he talks about the gym as well, and he relates it to simping. Yes, how you shouldn't be a simp. So he's funny. I mean, again, I don't listen to him anymore. I mean, I listened to him around, I don't know, 7 years ago maybe, something like this. But I remember him distinctly because he has a funny personality. I have to say, he's got a funny personality. Anyway, moving on. Now, conspiracy theorists. Yes, I'll stop listening to these conspiracy theories because I think now they're just. I've kind of I've had enough of this world of conspiracy. To be honest, I've had enough. I've slowly weaned myself off. It's taken a while, but I've weaned myself off. But at the same time, we have to admit that the conspiracy theorists are right about a lot of things. They're right about a lot of processes taking place. But ultimately, they spread a false worldview because they are kind of nihilists, paranoiacs. They start to reject reality itself. They start to reject life. Their worldview leads to a rejection of life. Perhaps they don't themselves, but their worldview it does lead to this. And this is why I don't really listen to them anymore, because AJ he's always talking about some emergency. There's always a bloody emergency around the corner. There's always some collapse coming, but it never happens, does it? Ike's agnostic sophist, and Seven Seas. Well, I discovered this content creator via Twitter recently, and I guess he's interesting because he shows everything on like a diagram. He uses the program called Obsidian, and he uses Obsidian to show the structure of power, basically. And take of it what you will, really. You can think just what if you want to. You can watch his videos and come to your own conclusions. Now the next section, British thinkers. So I included 3. So the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, I think it's a brilliant podcast because it offers the British perspective on matters, on cultural processes. Paul Joseph Watson is the same. He's quite satirical, isn't he? Yes, he's got a specific sense of humour. And then the last one, Chris Williamson. So obviously Chris Williamson, he's a bit of a normie. I think he's afraid to touch on controversial issues because he wants to maintain viewership. This is what I've noticed. But at the same time, I must say that his content with Andrew Huberman, for example. So Andrew Huberman is a neuroscientist. And yes, Chris Williamson's content with Andrew Huberman is great. I think it will help you because Andrew Huberman is a great neuroscientist, and he can, well, he's got a lot of good advice, yes, when it comes to the workings of our brain and how to manage our brain, yes, how to make our brain healthy, how to, well, maintain the health of our brain, yes. So I included him for this reason. And then finally, the last section, orthodoxy. So this is about orthodox spirituality, about Eastern Orthodoxy, about Orthodox Christianity. And I included four thinkers here, four priests, who I think will help you. One is called Spurgeon Bailey, so he is based in the UK. Another father is Josiah Trenham. He is based in America, in California, I think. Father Moses, he is based also in America, but I don't know exactly where. And Father Seraphim, so if you type Father Seraphim, he will pop up. He is based somewhere in Scotland. So yes, well, I think they have helped me develop my faith. And yes, that's all for today. I don't want to talk more about YouTube and about content creators. I just want to reiterate that you need to be wary. Yes, you need to consume the right content and not waste your time on slop, because time is precious. Yes, time is precious, and yes, it's important not to waste too much time on content that won't help you. Yes. So that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found out something interesting. I hope you discovered some YouTube channels that might help you get on the right path. If you like the video, it would be great if you could like and subscribe. It will help me grow the channel and spread more vital information that I think will help people out there. If you like the video even more, consider donating at Buy Me a Coffee. I'll provide a link in the description. But yes, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And that's all. That's all for today. Take care.